Hi, I'm sunburnt as shit, if you can't tell already. um, I haven't made a video in a while because I've actually been staying away from Brian. Um, and also, I apologize for this weird little black spot there. And I think there's somewhere up above my head somewhere. Um, I don't know what happened. I think there's something inside of my camera lens on my phone. So I apologize if that's super annoying because when I watch videos and look at pictures that I've taken recently in the past like 2 weeks, those little black spots show up, so it's very annoying. This is another episode of Baby Narc because Brian is not a full-blown narcissist, although I may beg to differ. I call it Baby Narc because he's like a baby narcissist. The good news is, other than my sunburn that is hurting pretty bad, I can barely see. I have hardly any makeup on because it even hurts to put makeup on. But other than that, the good news is I have been staying away from him for going on at least a month now. Except for talking on the phone and texting a little bit, but other than that, I've kept my distance. So, oh my goodness. I have a lot to say, and I will probably have to make another video about what has been going on, transpiring with this fucking fuckwad for the past month or two since my last video, because he hasn't been completely absent from my life, and whenever he's in my life, he is in the midst of fucking it up, because that's what narcs do. They bring the pain. I mean, they just... man, they just are a walking ball of chaos. And a lot of it, believe it or not, is unintentional. They, through every video I watch about this, everybody's narcissist, whether it be a lover or a family member, a boss, a coworker, a lady down the street, whatever, they all seem to have that same characteristic of being very chaotic and bringing chaos to everyone's life. And I believe, from what I've seen with Brian, a lot of it is unintentional, and a lot of it, he doesn't even notice. He's so used to chaos and conflict, that he instigates himself, or that just naturally happens around him because of who he is. We blame our narcissist in a way where it gives them, or it makes us think in our brains that they have complete and total control. But they don't. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if that's better or worse of this whole this whole poison that we're all swimming in. for my own life, I feel like if I know that I am the cause of a problem, or I am in control of solving a problem, it's more, it gives me more freedom to reign over that situation. Um, I don't mean rain. I mean like rain. Um, I feel like I am in control. I am the master of being able to fix that situation or get damn near close to it and it not be a continuous problem. And that could be as simple as, figuring out figuring out which laundry detergent to use, or writing a huge report at work, or whatever, when you know what the problem is, and knowledge is power. When you know when the problem is, you have the knowledge of what's going on, and then you have the knowledge to solve it, and you have the ability and the strength and the energy to solve that issue, then done deal. Issue solved, move on. It's not a continued, problematic situation. But with Brian, and I'm sure you're a narcissist too, they don't understand, they don't see, they refuse to see, they don't want to look at the problem, and they don't want to solve it. Or maybe they do. Maybe they want the problem to be solved, but they don't want to do it themselves, and they don't want you to either. They don't want anyone to. They just want the problem to just magically disappear. And that is just not reality. And the thing with Brian is that, big issues that would affect anybody, he doesn't want anything to do with it. And then he also has these other underlying subsequent problems that most people don't have. I mean, he causes so much conflict with other people that every single thing is a problem. Walking out to the mailbox to get his mail is a big, huge issue. He's the type of person where if, the mail carrier continued to drop his mail off into his mailbox, he would not go get it, and then the mail would spill over to where the mailbox is so packed. Then the mail carrier, by default, is not going to deliver the mail anymore. Now Brian's got a new problem. Now he's not getting his mail delivered. Now he would have to go and sort that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he doesn't get his mail, although, if he didn't live with his parents, he probably would. That would probably be another issue. Any type of issue that this man has that deals with normal life, normal existence, how to get through every single 24-hour a day, he just cannot handle it. And because he can't handle even the smallest, minute, simplistic detail, it spirals into chaos. So, something as simple as just the mailbox would be this huge issue. And, I'm kind of laughing at it at this moment, but it's not funny. It's fucking sad. It's, it's devastating. I mean, he is mentally and emotionally crippled. And, it, all of my heartbreak, when people, part ways in a romantic relationship, usually the feeling of it is, oh, I'm not going to be with that person anymore. I'm not going to, get to be around them and all of those great times that we had together, it's not going to happen anymore. And, they were such a positive presence in my life. I'm going to miss that. But with Brian and Narcissist, it's never been good. It's all been marked with some sort of negativity. If he says, I love you, baby, then, 2 seconds later, he's yelling at me. Or if he texts, hey, baby, I love you, the next part of the conversation turns another way. Or even if he just posted a cute little meme on social media or something, hey, baby, I love you, then I'll be damned, an hour later, he's erased it. So there's just no good times. Every good time spent talking or actually being in person, once again, is marked by some sort of, alternating, like mirrored image of negativity. I mean, he can say I love you all day long, but if he's, saying that while he's sleeping with some other woman, it's not meaningful, So, anyway. Okay. So here we go. That was the good part of the conversation. He disappeared on me, of course. I've kind of calculated that every 2 to 3 months he disappears, and then we have 1 to 3 weeks of, good times. Mostly on the phone, because he lives through that phone. Or in person, whatever, but it's like 2 to 3 months he disappears, 2 to 3 weeks we interact. So he disappeared on me for a couple months, and the past month, I have not seen him in person, but we've been talking a little bit, and, well, no, I take that back. So last time I saw him, so I guess that was a couple months ago. The last time I saw him, he showed me, and we were in person, he showed me a couple of music videos of this very young girl that he follows on YouTube. And she plays guitar. I don't know if she sings or not, I'm sure, but he showed me a couple of videos of her, and he was going on and on about her. But me, because he disappears so much, when I do see him in person, because I'm in love with him, I'm so wrapped up in, oh, wow, baby, this is amazing, we're finally together, that little things that he does and says, I ignore, or I don't even ignore them on purpose. I don't catch them. because I'm so wrapped up in being so excited, in that hope once again for the 8 millionth time of, mental masturbation to myself, believing, oh, this time, this 8 millionth time, oh, things are going to actually be good. We're going to actually be a couple. Things are going to be great, So I'm all wrapped up in that. So he says and does little things that it takes me a while longer to be like, oh, wait a minute. What did he do? What did he say? What did that mean? So, he shows me a couple of videos of this very young girl. Now, I'm not saying she's like, 5, but she's anywhere between 16 and 21. Maybe she's 21. I don't know. And maybe she does good skincare like I usually do until I go out into the sun, get burnt to a potato chip. But, there's no way that she's older than 21, and he's 47. So he's kind of going on about her, and he shows me a couple of her videos and everything, and she's in this bedroom that is, it's all lit up with pink lighting and, the, little Christmas light kind of thing in, different colors. And she's got, music posters on the wall. The way she dresses, although it's very cute and trendy, but you can tell she's young. Now, maybe she's a weirdo like him, and maybe she is 30 and she just lives, this way and presents herself this way and dresses this way, but I don't think so. I really believe that she is no older than 21. Now, once again, I'm not saying she's like an infant, but once again, I'll say it again, she's either 16 to 21, and he's 47. Okay, so I let this go. I'm like, okay, cool. And he talked about her for a little bit, and I did get that weird feeling. Every single time you get that weird feeling, you are right. You are spot on. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care if you ever listen to any of my videos or anything that I have to say. Listen to this. If you have a weird feeling about someone else, you are right. Never let them or anyone else or yourself talk you out of it. You are right. You might not know all the details. You might be wrong about, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But that feeling, that is a psychic ability, which we all have, telling you, oh shit, some shit's weird. Okay, so I have this weird feeling. Okay, but, the conversation kind of morphs into something else. We start talking about other stuff. Don't think anything of it. So, that was a month and a couple weeks ago that I saw him and he was talking about her. So I have not seen him in, I guess, maybe 5 weeks. But we have been talking a little bit on the phone. And he has mentioned her a couple of other times. Then, I don't even know why or how this happened, but about 3 days ago, all of a sudden I got this spark in me to look again on her YouTube page. Now, he had only showed her YouTube page and a couple of her videos to me from his phone, so I had no link to her or whatever. But I remember him talking about her, and about 3 days ago I looked her up, And she's got a YouTube page and she's got an Instagram page. Now, I'm sure she has some other stuff because she's like a beginning musician and everybody young like that has, I mean, shit, I'm old and I got this thing going on here with this, page, whatever, channel. Um, anyway, but still, you can tell that, this is like her thing. She's very into doing all these music videos. And I looked her up and I started reading through the comments, both on YouTube and especially Instagram. Now, on YouTube, it's all videos of her playing guitar. And, he's commented, about how pretty she is and how great it is she's playing guitar and she's a beginner and, he's a musician. So the beginnings of it wasn't too bad because it was like, oh, it looks like he's just supporting, he's a fan and he's supporting her and, he's an older guy who actually long ago had some locally famous success in the music industry. And, he sees this person as, oh, that's great. You're brand new to this. Good for you. And here's some tips, blah, blah, blah. And he did. He, gave a couple of, guitar tips, whatever. But then a couple of those comments were about, her looks. And then I saw her link to her Instagram page. So on her Instagram page, now, she's a young girl, young woman, even if she's 21, 16 to 21 is still a young, blossoming woman. I'll give her that respect. But very young compared to he's 47. And he doesn't know her. It's just an internet thing, which is also weird. And, we all get, kind of like, celebrity crazy. Even, now, anybody who has any type of social media out there is kind of like a celebrity, in a weird sort of way. That's some, I'll have to study that, but the human psyche, we're all very, we're all very drawn to someone that presents themselves through media. Although that's not what my channel is about. If you want to worship me as a celebrity, by all means. But honestly, really, I'm just trying to get the message out there and tell you about my experience. But, I get it. We all post cute selfies, on social media. Usually it's to people that we know. But, I know that, blah, 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 blah. But aside from that. So, she's got these pictures. So she's got her videos, some of her videos playing guitar, and he's commenting on those. And, he does give tips, like, stand up, tune the guitar, blah, blah, blah. But her pictures. Now, they're not in any sort of way, I'll give her this credit, they are not any sort of sexualized, risque, I have worse pictures on my Instagram page, practically, like, half shirt kind of thing. And so she didn't have any of that. And she is a very pretty girl, but he's commenting on how hot she is, how pretty she is, how he wishes she lived here so that they could be in a band together. How, at one point he even said, I feel like I'm your big brother protecting you. And I'm like, big brother? More like dad. That's the thing about him. He has such arrested development that in his mind, and I told you from a billion times before that he lives so much in the past, he, I think, on a regular basis, unless he stops himself or someone else brings attention to it, but I think that his main psyche is that he's about 19 years old. Now, trust me, skin and wrinkle wise, I want to be 19 too, but I mean, this is something different. And, oh my goodness, sorry. I always start choking. But, oh, there was that black dot. I'm sorry. I can't get that off there. I'm going to have to get a new phone. And a new man. I have this really bad feeling, and I think I've said this in another video or two, maybe not flat out, but alluded to it. I think he's a pedophile. I don't mean like getting in an unmarked van and driving around preschools, hey, here's some candy, or I've lost my puppy. But there's something weird. Now, I know socially men gravitate towards younger women. In fact, that's kind of been the society's norm forever, is that a man usually gets with a woman that's a year, 2, 4, 5 years younger than him. In fact, celebrity-wise, when you see an older woman, a cougar, with a younger man, that seems to be when society is like, oh, that's wrong. So I know, whatever, blah, 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 you get it. But I think there's something wrong. Jeez. What else is wrong with this fool, right? What's right with him, honestly, at this point? But yeah, I mean, before I made this video tonight, I wrestled. Past couple of days, I've been wrestling with the idea of making a video about it. Kind of talking myself down, saying, well, all men want a younger woman. How many men are in their 40s who divorced their wife of 20 years and then the first thing they do is run after a, 18, 20-year-old, whatever. But everything else with him, there's so many things wrong with this guy that I just have this really bad feeling that he's some sort of a pedophile, some sort of a predator. So check this out, speaking of predator. So, I tell you, I know. I'm just whacked out as this freaking idiot is too. So, calling the kettle black here. I'm just as freaking crazy as him. So, of course I got jealous about it. And that's sick. Instead of me being jealous, I should be like, run away. This dude is freaking weird. But, and something, I'll tell you something else. I've been dealing with him for 4.5 years now. And when we first started talking, I lived out of state, so it was all online. Although I'm starting to get the picture that this dude only does stuff online. I live 2 blocks away from him now, and we rarely see each other. And it's still, we talk on the phone or send videos or do video chat. Yeah. So he's got a weird thing about the phone because it's fake. A narcissist, it's all about masks and being fake and hiding and, all that kind of stuff. So, our whole relationship is through the damn phone. But, anyway. But other than that, oh my God, there's so many problems with this guy. God bless him. I mean, it's, I need to get the fuck away from him. But also, it's sad, I just feel bad that he is so confused. Oh my God. So yeah. Okay. Where was I? So he's got this, thing going on with her. And I'm reading through all of these comments. There's a lot of them. Now, here's the other weird thing. Other guys are commenting on her stuff. And, not everybody has a blurb of them, of their face. Brian doesn't on his little, social media thing. It's just, like a, icon, whatever size face. But there's other men, clearly 25 and older, saying stuff to this young girl. And so then it did, my jealousy did kind of turn into like a protection thing. And I know this is wrong, and I know I'm freaking crazy, and I need to just let it go. Who gives a fuck? Not my business, and walk away. But of course, I'm not like that. So, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. I made a fake Instagram account. Just like a fake nothing, like it had, like, how when you sign up for Instagram, you want like a certain name, they won't give it to you. They're like, oh, you have to be blah, 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 634.2, whatever. So I just made an account with some weird letters and names, no picture, nothing, no followers, nothing. And I couldn't help myself. I feel, I mean, y'all are probably like, oh, okay, you're weird. But I kind of feel like it did something good. So I make this fake account and I go on to her Instagram page, and on about 6 different pictures of her where she is trying to, you can tell she's trying to be kind of sexy in a way, like a little girl way, which also makes me think she's very young. I went on 3 of the pictures he commented on, and then 3 of them he didn't, although I'm sure he will. I put a comment on all 6 of those pictures, and I put kind of different stuff, but I put, be careful of all these old men hitting you up. Be careful of all of I kept saying old men and older men and men that are older than, like, 5 or plus years older than you, commenting about your looks, alluding to your sexuality. I put like 5 different comments on 5 different pictures, and I'll be damned, it worked, because I went on today again and I looked at one of the pictures. I would say it would be her technically sexiest picture, although, bless her heart, she's like a little girl. I feel bad for her, and I mean, she's not showing anything or anything, but it's just, you can tell, and he had made several comments. He even made a couple of comments recently. Now, this has all been within the past month or 2 that he's been disappeared from me. Because it shows like this comment was made 4 weeks ago, whatever. And he was like making consistent comments and stuff. And then he started, a couple comments were like, why are you ignoring me? And I hope I'm not annoying you and bugging you. I haven't heard from you lately. Hope I haven't upset you. You're really pretty. Just weird shit. I mean, it's he's speaking with her the way that he would, and he did with me a long time ago. I hate to use the word groom, but that's the word I'm going to use because he's a fucking narcissist and it's fucking weird and sick. Or you could say flirting or courting someone. But in his situation, he is grooming this young lady in a predatory sort of way. So I put those comments, and I'll be fucking damn. He made a comment last night saying, oh, I hope I haven't offended you by, telling you how pretty you are. Maybe I crossed the line. Maybe that was wrong of me. I really hope that, we can continue to talk about music and all that other kind of stuff. Now, here's the other fucked up thing. Here's the bittersweet thing. I could say, okay, well, maybe he's not a sick freak, and he all of a sudden realized, oops, maybe I am kind of cross the line here. That's not cool. I can't, try to hook up with this child. This is weird. I gotta stop this, But he's a narcissist, so he doesn't have that inner monologue to tell him about wrong and right. The only thing that narcissists understand about wrong and right is what society tells them. If society was cool with murdering 5 people every day, narcissists would do that. Now, if it was wrong in society to murder a 6th person per day, then the narcissist would be like, oh, I'm sorry about the 6th person. That's how they think. They don't have a sense of right and wrong for themselves. I'm sorry, they're evil, or they're driven by evil, and I know he's got demonic entities that bother him, and he's gotten worse this past year with all that, and that's a whole other video I'll make someday. But I don't think that I know he read those comments. I know he did, because boom, like I read those comments and boom, he says that. I think that it did snap him out of it to be like, oh my God, what am I doing? But I don't think in a normal way. I don't think in a way where he's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? This is not cool. I don't think that. I think he was like, some stranger, because it's fake account, some stranger is pointing out something that I'm doing that is wrong by society, so I better quit it. And then here's the other thing. This is even worse. I have the feeling that she probably had, well, obviously, because he even mentioned it, she hasn't been responding to him lately. I think that this wasn't an apology or, oh my gosh, I get to a point where I can't talk. I think an epiphany. That's what I'm trying to. I don't think this was an epiphany on his part to be like, oh, what am I doing? This is not cool. I don't think that. I think this was, a member of society is pointing out something I'm doing that's incorrect, and so I got to stop it. And then I think the other thing is too, I think she hasn't been responding to him, and this is his weird, sick way of manipulating her into responding again. Let's just say this. Let's say he says, "Oh, I'm so, apologize for, commenting on your looks. Your channel is about music. We should be talking about music. I'm way too old for." Oh, here's another thing that he says in his apology. He made 3 apologies. One of them was, let's see how he put this. And then I knew. He says, "I'm way too old for you. I'm not trying to hit on you. I know that I would never have a chance with you." It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So in his mind, he's thinking, "Well, I really wish I had a chance with her. I don't even know where she lives. She could be on the other side of the world. Who knows?" Of course, he lives through media anyway. Hell, even if she did agree to meet with this guy who would never meet her in person, shoot, he does everything through the phone. But nevertheless, but still, yeah, his comment was, when I'm not trying to hit on you because you're way younger than me and I know I would never have a chance with you. Yeah. So, yeah. So, the thing about Brian, and I'm assuming most narcissists, is they get on that hamster wheel of obsession. And she's his latest obsession. Now, from what I've read on these comments, he's been at this young girl, for almost this year. And honestly, we've had some bad times, but this year has been the worst. And of course, he's been on meth pretty much solid this whole year. And then that's another thing. The meth makes him a sexual deviant. Oh my God. It's just too much. It's just a absolute forest of fucked upness. Like it just, But, yeah. So, that's my video for tonight. I wrestled with saying it, and I have said it and hinted at it in my other videos, but, yeah, I think he's a pedophile. I think, in my current study of narcissism, I think narcissists are, I know the term pansexual is the new catchphrase of anyone who will have sex with anyone, and multiple partners at the same time, blah, blah, blah. It kind of explains that. But narcissists are beyond pansexual. They, this is what I'm thinking. I think they're homosexual, heterosexual, bisexual, trisexual. They'll try anything. I think there's pedophilia. I think there's incest. I think that any living being, I don't care if it's a tapeworm, I think they will have sex, or maybe not the actual physical act of sex, but they will entertain romantically any living creature. And I think the reason they do it is because they don't see any of us as other entities. We're just robots, or, like pretend, or I don't even know what to say. I think they don't view any of us as a separate entity with their own feelings and ideas and you know, a spirit. I don't think they view any of us as that. I think they, you know, narcissists are opportunists, and we are the opportunity. I'm serious. If a tapeworm, I think Brian would groom or date or romanticize a tapeworm and tell the tapeworm that he loves it and how pretty it is and how special it is, and how they would make such a great match just to get something out of the tapeworm, and not even just sex. I think that the sex act is just a superfluous, extra topping on the sundae. I think that it's all about energy exchange. I think that narcissists are energy vampires. And whatever he is getting from interacting with this young girl online, he doesn't want that to end. So he keeps kind of pushing those boundaries, from going, because I've read all the comments, all of them. And he started out, "Oh, it's so great you're a young girl." And he even said it. So he knows how young she is, or figures she's young. I tried to look online to see where she lives and how, I know, now I'm a freaking pedophile stalker narcissist who freaking stalking this poor girl. But I was trying to find out how young she really is. I thought maybe she might say something about it, but she never did. But he knows how young she is. And at first he was like, "Oh, it's so great to see a young female, interested in music," because that's not always the